So even if you have no experience with handstands or inverting, don't worry. Please stay on the class and we'll start to build up some strength, some flexibility, and some body awareness that will be critical for then being able to do some work upside down. So let's go ahead and begin. So first stand with the legs all the way together. And I want you to like make an action as if you were squeezing the legs together. So squeeze the legs in towards the midline. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Don't stop squeezing and relax. Good. Do that again. Squeeze the legs in towards the middle, almost like you're trying to draw the legs in towards the center line. Or you could even think of trying to like smush the legs together into one strong leg. Keep that action going. I want you to notice what happens to the rest of the body as you relax. So now relax. I don't know if you noticed, but I certainly did. When I was squeezing my legs together, it almost felt like there was this line of energy sort of coming up, reaching up through the center line, up towards the crown of the head. And then when I relaxed the action of the legs, my body went kind of like sinking back down towards gravitational pull, which is its natural state of being. So, why not? But when we squeeze the legs, we can give ourselves a little bit of a lift from the inside. And as you can imagine, that ability to sort of lift up from the inside is going to be really helpful when we start to go upside down. So now reach the arms up overhead. Reach the arms up and reach the right arm longer than the left arm. Reach the right fingertips as high up towards the ceiling as you possibly can and spread the fingers out. Spread the fingers out so wide that you can feel each finger stretching and even the spaces between the fingers. Feel all the fingers stretching, stretching, stretching. And then relax the right arm a little bit. Reach the left arm long. Reach the left arm as long as you can reach the left arm. Spread the fingers, so even feel like you're stretching all the fingers. Stretch the palm of the hand, the back of the hand, the forearm, the upper arm, even maybe the armpit. And relax. And now stretch both arms equally long. Reach both arms up to the ceiling as long as you can reach them. Spread all 10 fingers out. Spread the palms of the hands, the backs of the hands, the forearms, the upper arms, even the armpits. And then relax. Whew. I know. Even just that little bit is, harder than a handstand. Okay. So now we're going to work on the floor a little bit, and I want you to be aware of the palms of the hands and how you're connecting down through the palms of the hands. In particular, we're going to work on connecting these 4 knuckles that join the main fingers to the rest of the hand. So start on a hands and knees position with your wrists under your shoulders, and then lift the heels of the hands up away from the mat. So my 4 fingers are on the mat, and that ridge of knuckles are on the mat, okay? My heels of the hands are lifting up, and then just let your thumb lift up too. Pretend you don't have thumbs for a moment and let your thumb not be involved for once. And then slowly release the palms of the hands down to the floor. And then again, lift the heels of the hands up, 4 fingers pressing down, ridge of knuckles pressing down, and slowly release and lift both hands up and release. So I call these wrist push-ups, okay? Because they kind of are, right? And they're helping us to strengthen some of the muscles of the forearms and the wrists that we want to strengthen for our handstand practice. So these are really beneficial and really good. I can already feel a burn. Can you feel a burn? It means it's working, okay? So rest for a moment. Now, one of the benefits of that exercise is that it really wakes up some muscular strength that we're going to need, but it also wakes up some awareness in this part of the palm of the hand. So as we start to do more and more on our hands, I want you to be able to feel especially this connection down into the yoga mat. Oftentimes when we first come to practice, we have a tendency to dump a lot of weight into the heel of the hand. We might even cup our hands. That's, of course, an exaggeration. So I'm exaggerating for the sake of the camera, for the sake of the example, but that puts too much weight in the heel of the hand. So I would suggest start each of your sessions with a few of those wrist push-ups just to wake up that feeling in the palms of the hands and increase your strength and increase your flexibility. Okay, we're going to do 2 more wrist strengthening exercises for your benefit. Start by reaching the hands forward out in front of you and spread the fingers out as wide as you possibly can, and then close your hands up into 2 fists. And then spread and close, and spread and close, and keep going, but then go a little bit faster, and then go even a little bit faster, and then go as fast as you can while not compromising the extension of the fingers. So you really want to lengthen the fingers all the way out every single time. And then keep opening and closing the fists, reach the arms up overhead, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open. And then reach the arms out to the sides, keep opening and closing palms of the hands, keep extending the fingers long every single time. And then reach forward, go faster, 5 more seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Oh my gosh, it's so much on the wrist. But again, really, really strengthening, brings a lot of energy into the forearms and the wrists. So if that was very difficult for you, I would again add that into your practice sessions towards the beginning. Last things, reach the right arm forward out in front of you and extend the wrist so it's almost like you're trying to tell someone like, stop, don't come any closer. And you're going to take your left hand and pull the right wrist back. Pull back. So at first, it feels like it's going to be a flexibility exercise. But what I want you to do is I want you to pretend that you're going to keep the shape of the wrist that's happening now. So keep pulling the fingernails of the right hand back towards your face and then slowly let go with the left hand and see if you can keep that action of pulling back, just as if your hand was still there helping you. And then relax. That one's hard. So now extend the left arm forward. Flex the left wrist. Extend the left wrist rather, and then use your right hand to pull your left hand back towards your face. Keep pulling back towards your face, and then use your muscular strength to try to maintain that shape in the hand, even as you remove the help of the right hand. Ooh, and relax. For me, my 2 hands are very, very different. One is much stronger and apparently stronger, and the other one needs a little bit of help. It's not quite there yet. So again, these are some exercises that you can help to build some strength in the wrists and in the forearms with your handstand practice. So next, let's come into a downward facing dog. So start with your hands and knees position and move the hands forward about 1 hand's length from where they just were. Spread the fingers out gently, not super duper wide. You don't want to spread the fingers so wide that you're getting, tendons sticking up and white knuckles and that you're stressing out the fingers, okay? So just a gentle spread, a gentle and even spread. And again, feel that ridge of 4 knuckles that we worked on earlier with our hand push-ups. Feel those pressing down to the floor. And then tuck your toes under and lift your knees up and back into downward facing dog. Now, it might be the case that the shoulders or the hamstrings are a bit on the tight side, in which case you can bend the knees and push your chest back towards your legs. Push hard with your hands into the floor and try to straighten your arms as much as you can and let your head hang down. So whether your knees are a little bit bent in downward dog or whether they're straight, lift the left leg up and back behind you. And then let's try this. Open the left hip to the left side. So point the left toes towards the left and open the hip as much as you can. And feel what that does to the arms, the hands, the shoulders, the rest of the body. And then turn it in. Turn it all the way in. In fact, turn it so far in that now the left toes are pointing towards the right side of the room. And then turn out, turn out, turn out, turn out. Really exaggerate. And then turn in, turn in, turn in, turn in, turn in. And then come back to the center. So you're neither turning out nor turning in, but you're right in the middle. And then feel how that evens out the weight between the two hands. Have the left leg as straight as you can. And look towards the left foot and see that all 5 left toes are pointing down towards the floor. And then push with both hands. Push hard as if you're trying to push yourself away from the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Place the left foot on the floor and rest the knees onto the floor. So we're going to do that whole thing to the other side. I want to point out that even in this exercise, we're building strength, we're building flexibility, and we're building the body awareness to be able to know where the hips are facing, right? So we want to really cultivate that ability to find those square hips, even with one leg going forward and the other leg going back. So if this is already super duper challenging for you, that's great. Then you've found what you need to work on. So you could even just make it your goal to practice this part of it for the entire rest of the week and then add the next part on. Or you can, for example, rewatch this session until the exercises start to become more strong and a little bit more fluid and a little bit more confident, right? So let's do the other side. So start on hands and knees. Have the hands just one hand's length distance forward out in front of you. Gentle spread to the hands. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees up and back. So if having the knees bent helps you lift the seat up nice and high, then keep the knees bent. Otherwise, if the seat can stay nice and high with the legs extended, go ahead and extend the legs. So whatever you're doing, whether knees bent or extended legs, lift the right leg up and back. And then let's experiment. Open the right hip to the right side. Open it wide. Open, open, open. Even more exaggerate. And then close, 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 close. Even turn the right toes towards the left. So the front of the thigh is even turning towards the opposite leg. And then one more time. Open, open your hip, open your hip, open your hip, open your hip. And then close. Turn it in, turn it in, turn it in, turn it in. And then find the center so that the hips are level to one another. One way to tell is that the weight should be even in both hands. Another way to tell is that by looking down at your right foot, it should be flexing straight down towards the floor. The toes aren't turning inwards or outward. Have the right leg totally straight. And then with your hands, push the hands 5 times stronger against the floor than you already were. 1, inhale, exhale, 2, inhale. Exhale, 3, release the feet down, knees to the floor, and take a little rest. Good. So we're going to build on from there. This time, go ahead and lay down on your back. Whew. No rest for the weary, unfortunately. It's not quite the end of the class yet. So as you're laying there on your back, bend your knees into your chest, lifting the feet off the floor. Then have your hips down and have your shoulder blades down. But then I want you to work to press as much of the middle back down into the floor as you possibly can. So imagine you're pushing the lower ribs down and the belly button down and the abdomen down in order to smush as much of the mid to lower back down to the floor as is possible. Then bring the hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers together. Keep pressing the low back down into the floor. Lift your head and lift your shoulder blades up, and even lift the tips of the shoulder blades up off the floor. And then extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Straighten the right leg and flex the right foot. Extend the left leg away from you and bring it as close to the floor as you can while maintaining your back pressing down into the floor. 1, 2, straight legs. 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees into the chest. Again, lift the head, lift the shoulder blades up. Extend the left leg up, right leg forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees into the chest. Rest your head down. We're going to make it a little bit harder now. So, the way, for those of you who are newer to my class, the way that I like to teach is I like to sort of build things up step by step. So, if you felt plenty challenged by the previous shape, then go ahead and repeat the previous shape with the hands behind the head. Otherwise, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can reach the arms alongside the ears. Palms and hands facing in towards each other, arms as parallel as you can make them and as straight as you can make them. Then lift your head, lift your shoulder blades up off the floor, and then right leg up, left leg forward. 5, 4, back pressing down to the floor. 3, 2, 1, bend the knees into the chest and switch sides. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees into the chest, rest the head, rest the shoulders down. Okay. You can tell now we're getting into the core, getting into the muscles of the midsection. These are going to be very, very important when we start to invert because we want to be able to connect the upper body and the lower body together. We don't want that sort of disconnect to happen. We want to be able to hold really, really strong the two halves of the body together. So now stand up. And we're going to try to kind of make that same shape that we were making on our back, but this time in a standing position. So start by bending the right knee up into the chest and clasp the hands underneath the right upper leg and push the left foot down into the floor to really straighten the left leg. And then flex the right foot and extend the right leg forward. Reach the right heel forward, out away from you. And keep lifting the chest. And then point your foot and bend your knee. Again, flex your right foot, extend your right leg, extend, point and bend. Last time, flex and extend. Keep your foot flexed and keep your leg extended. Reach the arms up, breathe in, breathe out. 1, hold, breathe in, breathe out. 2, don't lean back and don't bend either leg. Inhale, exhale. 3, inhale, exhale. 4, inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale, bend the knee into the chest. Squeeze the right knee. And release. See? That's how hard it is, right? Okay. So, other side. So again, we're trying to pull together the shoulders, the ab work, and the leg work. We're trying to just practice that shape again and again in many different configurations. So, bend the left knee into the chest. Interlace the hands underneath the left thigh. Stand up really tall, push the shoulders back. Exhale, flex the left foot, extend the left. Inhale, point and bend. Exhale, flex, extend, reach out through that left heel. Inhale, point and bend. Exhale, flex and extend. Keep the leg extended, reach the arms up. Hold. 1, inhale. Exhale. 2, try not to lean back. Inhale, lift the left leg a little higher. Exhale. 3, inhale. Exhale. 4, inhale. Exhale. 5, good. Bend the knee into the chest. Give it a squeeze. And exhale, release, feet and legs together. Okay, the time has come, my dear friends, to move to the wall. Now, again, if you don't have a wall space, you could, for example, you could repeat the previous exercise, or you could just wait for the next one to happen. But it can really be helpful to use a wall here. So I'm going to start on my hands and knees with my feet all the way up against the wall. And I'm going to have my hands, again, 1 hand's length distance forward out in front of my shoulders. I'm going to lift my knees up almost like a downward dog. And again, you can have the knees a little bit bent. Then I'm going to take my right foot onto the wall and my left foot onto the wall. And I'm going to try to straighten both legs. Now, lift the left leg straight up to the ceiling and try to make that same shape we were just making. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Try to square both hips off. Exhale, 2. Even out the weight between the 3 hands. 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Feet to the wall, and then rest the knees to the floor. Good. So, again, if you found something that challenges you, that's a good thing because it gives you information about what you can work on to improve. So, again, this course is going to sort of build up the strength and the flexibility over time. So if this class is feeling really challenging, tomorrow, just start it from the beginning and do the drills all over again. And by repeating this class, you'll feel super ready for next week's class, okay? So we're going to do the other side from hands and knees position. Have the feet up against the wall. Have the hands a little bit forward of the shoulders, and then tuck the toes under, lift the knees up. I'm going to put 1 foot on the wall and 2 feet on the wall. I'm pushing strongly with my hands. I'm going to reach the right leg straight up. Try not to let the right hip open to the side, but really have it nice and square. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come on down. Okay, I know. In some ways, that handstand can be more challenging than like kicking up into handstand the way that a lot of us intermediate practitioners like to do. So even if you do have a really strong handstanding practice, these exercises can help you become even stronger and more stable and help improve your overall handstanding practice. Okay, so let's come back to the center. Now, last things for today, we're going to add a hop. Now, it's very important to remember that feeling of the hips being very square. We don't want to let the lifted leg kind of swing open, which is its tendency to do. So if we know that, we can hopefully counteract it. So go ahead and start on hands and knees position again. And then again, have the hands a little bit forward where the shoulders are. Tuck your toes under, lift into your downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up. Nope, sorry, put the left leg down. Step the right foot like maybe 12 inches or 28 centimeters closer to the hands. I like to use both metrics so that we're inclusive of all of our worldwide practitioners. Lift the left leg up. Bend the right knee and bring the left toes to touch the floor. And then as you straighten the right leg, lift the left leg as high as you can, but without letting the hip open up to the side. Do that again. Bend the right knee, bring the toes almost all the way down to the floor. And then as you extend, lift the leg up. Do that 3 more times. Bend, touch the toes down. Extend, lift the left leg as high as you can without opening the hip. Bend, and extend, and bend, and extend. And then both feet onto the floor, knees to the floor. Good. So even those of you who have a strong inversion practice, I'm sure this is challenging. It's building a lot of strength. I'm also getting a lot of flexibility in the standing leg and standing hip. So let's do the other side. From your hands and knees, have your hands a little bit forward, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up and back. Step the left foot about a third of the way towards the hands, shoulders over the wrists. And then again, you're going to practice straightening the left leg as you lift the right leg as high as you can. Don't let the hip open, right? Keep those toes flexing straight down towards the floor. And then as you bend the knee, touch the tips of the toes of the floor, and then you'll know the orientation of the hips. So go ahead, straighten the left leg, lift the right leg as high as you can. Bend and touch the right toes down. 3 more times. Extend and lift. Get that timing set into the body. Bend and touch. Extend and lift. Bend and touch. Last one. Extend and lift. Bend and touch. And then go ahead and rest the knees onto the floor. Woo, I'm telling you, just a half an hour on concentrated strengthening work, concentrated handstand work. Handstands are going to be so gorgeous and strong. I hope you'll send me pictures. Tag me in your Instagram pictures. Okay. So last things. Here we go. Just enough time. Perfect. So come back into your downward facing dog, just like we've been practicing. Step the right foot partway forward. Bring the shoulders over the wrist. Lift the left leg up. Don't open the left hip. And then use that timing. So you're going to bend your standing knee, bring your toes all the way to the floor. And now I want you to swing the left leg up and just take a tiny, small little hop. Tiny. Good. And then take a little bit bigger hop. Go. 2. Do that 3 more times. 3, 4, 5. Rest for just a moment. So if you found hopping to be intense or intimidating or scary, that's okay. Keep working on everything we've worked on up to this point, and then the hops, when you're feeling really strong and really flexible, it will increase your courage, and then you can add the hops in. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Okay. Last times. Step the left foot partway forward to the hands, shoulders over the wrist. Lift the left leg up, straighten the right leg, and then bend the left knee, right toes to the floor, and then go ahead. Swing that right leg up and add a little hop. 1. Again, 2. Do that 3 more times on your own. 3. 4. Press your hands down. 5. And rest. Okay. Ooh, I feel it everywhere. I'm sure you do too. If I feel it, I can bet that you're feeling it too. So, again, if this was super challenging, I would hit replay all week long until we get to next week. If you felt it was too easy,